All right, welcome back to First Year Presidents, the show where we dig into how presidents in their first year of operations handle things, discovered what was going on, and what they had to do. My guest today is Rahul Jha. He's the president of RankSoldier. They do digital PR, get you more customers, and automate your operations through AI. I've known Rahul for a while, and he's been through a lot. Today's show is brought to you by Internal Business Intelligence, which is the secret weapon for presidents who want to increase the size of their year-end bonus, assuming they're working for a salary plus a bonus. If you want to find the single source of truth for decision making in your business and maybe discover or uncover the reasons why your top executive team might not be fully on board with your plans, you need Internal Business Intelligence by Cold Star Technologies. There'll be a link to further info about that in the description. So Rahul, welcome. Appreciate you doing this.
Thank you so much, Jason. I'm
You
excited
bet.
to be on a show.
You bet. So tell us a little bit about your business and how you chose this particular way of operating, this particular direction.
We help businesses scale their customer acquisition, build their brand authority through digital PR, and then automate their operations with AI-driven solutions. And the way I started is uh, I was working in online marketing industry, and then I saw that these fields are where I'm being able to do better, and the market has a lot of demand for it. And to start any big brand, you need to go through these processes in the beginning. And then I had to do it for my own company. And then I started selling this as well. This is how it all started.
Okay. So market need. How did you get over, like, you started this business yourself, right? So how did you get over the fear a lot of people have about doing outreach and just getting started talking to people?
I would say that it was a simple clarity in the common sense, I would say, because I was seeing many new brands are coming in the market, and then people are spending a lot on their ads. So I did not have a lot of revenue at that time, and then I did not have a very good authority on social media. So what could I do?
Mm,
I mean, the end result is that a lead should be able to know that this particular person or a company does this particular service for them to consider it. So
mm,
at least this information, it was necessary for me to send it to as many people as possible. So I started thinking that even if I reach out to 10,000 people, maybe only 1,000 among them might be needing these services, and then maybe only 200 out of them would be really needing to have a discussion about it, and then maybe I can close with 20 among them.
mm.
So it was a simple calculation, and then I started working towards it.
Okay. Yeah, very realistic numbers there, right? Very, very conservative about what it's going to take to go from unqualified leads to sales. So I appreciate that.
Yep.
One of the things I've known about you is that you are probably the fastest leader I know for implementing new strategies. Like if you see a niche opening up, you go, we have to do PR for these guys. Suddenly you've got a team of like 20 guys working on it tomorrow, right? And it's like
That's
blisteringly
true.
fast from my perspective. Like, I don't know, is that just part of your personality, or like do you have a lot of fear about it and just go gulp, all right, I have to do this? What goes into making
Um,
that decision?
I would say that's again a simple clarity in the common sense, where any new skill set, you might also have, let's say, more than 10, 20 skill sets. And once you think about it, uh, acquiring a new skill set, it's not that tough. You can uh, upgrade yourself within a week or something like that. And then, building a team is the same work to be done for any new kind of business that you do. You need to learn recruiting. You need to connect all the dots in between, and then start doing it. And then usually I kept working on it as fast as possible, because I'm always quite eager to see what happens when I do this. And then I see that, let's see, if I try 10 attempts, maybe 2 to 3 among them definitely goes well. And
Mm,
that's how things appear so fast, because I think I test a lot. I do not
mm.
hesitate upon testing. I think I don't get afraid of trying new things. Maybe that could be the reason. I don't know.
Hmm.
I can
Yeah,
be
I
fully
hear
sure
a
about
lot
it.
of curiosity in there as a motivation. Let's see what happens. What about the fear of losing the money though on developing that team, and then oh no, it doesn't work.
Truthfully, I would say I never thought that I do have the money, so there is no question for losing it.
Hmm. Okay.
So well, let's say there are certain experiments which I ran where it cost me around, let's say, $10,000 or even more than that.
Hmm.
But even that amount, I did not consider it a lot of money or a money
Hmm.
where I need to save it because truthfully, it's not a lot of money.
Hmm.
I never had an experience of investing, let's say, $1 million or
Hmm.
maybe more than that, because that would be the money where people need to be worried about. $10,000 is something which you can earn in, let's say, 15 days or 20 days
Hmm.
if you really need the money for something. And then this is how I survive, because you need to keep working, testing a lot of things if you do not have a lot of uh, saved funds with you.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
this is how it goes.
Hmm. So it could be that a lot of people try to start a business and then spiral into disaster because they don't keep trying anything new. Would that
You
be?
can say that, or
Yeah.
maybe they value money or the new data or the new things more than they should, because
Hmm.
you may also have this similar experience. Like anything we try to do, like 8 out of 10 times, it's not going to work.
Hmm. I wish people
So
would go into it thinking that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, and it's not scary at all. It's a scenario. I mean, something which when it will work out for you, it's a lucky thing. It rarely happens. So maybe people get attached to their process, to their data, to their revenue,
Hmm.
or things like that. And that's how the end goal is, I think, to keep testing new things. You should not have even time to worry about something, or I mean,
Yeah. I was
because
just
you are
thinking
working
that
on
kind
that.
of while you were talking about it. I was thinking, wow, if you keep implementing a new idea, you're not going to have time to worry about the last thing. Yeah.
Exactly,
It's funny. Well, let's
exactly.
talk a minute about your experience in building teams, hiring, recruiting, right? I know,
Mm.
you would hire people and they wouldn't work out or something, or they'd need a lot of training or
Exactly.
adjustment or something like that. Talk to us about the challenges of doing that.
I think you always are testing a new candidate. You give them opportunity, a paid time opportunity, and then you can never be sure that this particular resource is going to work out well for you. But you have to trust them. You have to provide them a lot of data. And then again, I do not value my data enough, like how I see other leaders doing in the industry. But I do invest a lot of data, training, and my mindset into the recruit. And uh, and in that case as well, like my data says that I only succeed in like 20-30%. So I do the same amount of work with 10 recruits, and only three of them are coming to be like good for me. They will be working well. They will be able to understand the requirement of other teammate in my process, and then they will start contributing to it. So patience is a way over here, because uh, every recruit is a different personality. He also has, or she also has, their own demand or their own requirements, their own mindset.
Hmm.
And then you can never be sure about any formula where you can say that this is the way I can exactly get it. The only formula is you need to keep trying and keep investing again and again. And some of them will definitely work out, because things are uncertain. Then again, there are certainty in uncertainty as well.
Yeah. What's your opinion about big companies like 500 person companies where they'll go through an extensive interview process, maybe three, four, five, six interview rounds, then they'll hire somebody very expensive to do this, right? And then they'll be afraid to
Yeah,
fire that person because they invested so much into having them there,
exactly.
right? It what
Exactly.
where does this lead?
I think they are not, most of these big companies, they have a good stream of businesses, like in most of those companies. So their end goal happens to be different than the startup like ours. They do have already set revenue channels, and they need someone who would be fit to their environment. So
Mm,
I think 80% of their attention happens to be the personality of the candidate,
Hmm.
and how exactly will he be a great team player or not, how exactly can I present him or her to my clients, etc. Whereas in startup ecosystem or newly built companies like ours, 80% of our focus is how well trained or how skilled this recruit is.
Hmm.
So these are two different scenarios. In those companies, people cannot grow a lot. I mean, you will see people getting their first promotion in like 5 to 7 years, a good
Hmm.
promotion. It should not be the case. People should get promoted in, let's say, 5 months, 3 months. I have seen people in my company getting promoted over 7 times in a single year because they keep
Hmm.
performing better. They keep delivering results. They keep trying new things, and then they deserve it.
Hmm.
So I think their decision making process is very long, and those processes need to be cut out. I mean, it's quite long
Hmm.
process. You need just one interview and one set of test work. Just hire them on like 10 days work or 15 days
Hmm.
work. Give them the responsibility and see how exactly is the performance. You can never
Hmm.
guess someone's performance with a set of questions.
Right, right. Yeah, it's just the vibe, right? So
Yeah,
then, from what I'm hearing you say, then the bigger companies or the ones that have been around a long time are valuing culture and fit
correct.
more than
Yeah,
skill set and the ability to do something. But does that mean that you
exactly.
don't care about culture at all, or do you have a culture at your organization?
With my organization, I mean, everything has their own age. So it's a child at the moment. And right now, growth is the most important, what you say, goal at the moment.
Hmm.
So right now, I'm not saying the culture a lot. It's only 20%.
Hmm.
The reason I don't say it because uh, I cannot say that I have defined a particular company culture yet. I would
Hmm.
say it's still in the process, and then I need to collect a lot of data. I'm not going to follow any set of protocol or any set of books. I'm
Right,
going to build something which I personally like because this is how I want my company to be. This is how
right,
I am
right.
going to enjoy it, and this is the kind of experience I want to provide my like employees as well. That this is the set of new environment that you have based upon the experience. I have a lot of experience in the past 10 years.
Hmm.
So it's still in the building process, but in my company, I would say the main culture is that you need to grow fast. I mean,
Hmm.
uh, I give them a lot of work. We never have the problem of shortages. It's always overages of work and data and everything.
Hmm.
So the only culture is whether you are being able to keep up the pace, you are being able to grow with the speed of the company or not.
Hmm.
These are the main goal at the moment. Based on that, I would not say that I'm focusing culture more than 20% at this time.
Yeah. Okay. And that was a gimme question because every organization has a culture. It's like everybody's got a mother somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So, and each founder heavily impacts that, whether they are consciously doing it or not. So, I mean, we would see your values in there like right away, right? Fast, adaptive, quick growth, right?
Mm.
These are the priorities. So, very, very
Yeah,
interesting.
exactly. Because I
Um,
think people are learning quite fast these days. And
mhm,
I mean, when you hire them, you cannot just say that what exactly is this particular candidate going to be after a month.
mhm. At what point do you go, this isn't going to work out, and I've got to, fire this person? How many chances do you give them?
I would say more than 5 or 7 chances, I would
Wow.
say.
Okay, that's more than I thought you would say.
Yeah, but I don't take a lot of time. Maybe all those 7 chances will be given within 3 days' time.
Hmm. Okay. Oh, so they're really screwing up fast. That's nice.
Yeah,
Okay. There's like some industries like banking, right, where you can have a stellar career and then make a $500 mistake and you're fired. In an
yeah,
American bank,
exactly.
right? Which I think is like ridiculous. As a founder, I make $500 mistakes probably every day. You know, I'm an
Yeah,
idiot. So, but also we're risky and we try things. So yeah,
yeah,
it's very very different from this another kind of organization which has a very conservative culture. So okay,
yeah.
what's one thing that you would recommend really that's at the top of your mind that comes up for somebody stepping into the chair as a president for the first time?
I think they should start thinking about working as much as possible on the demand side, not on the supply side,
Hmm.
first of all. I mean, if anything is taking their time in the supply side, in the, let's say, fulfillment side, they need to first delegate that work. They need to start going into, let's say, demand side of the work, because, then they can focus as much as possible, and then they can grow the company.
Hmm. How do they know that they're working on the right things then? So in that case, you would say, don't worry about internal operations so much. Worry about how to get
Yes.
more revenue, more sales, more customers.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Internal operations can be delegated. They can hire,
Hmm.
let's say, you. I mean, you are an OPEX expert
Hmm.
since quite long. They can hire talents like yourself, and then they can fully make them responsible for that work.
All right. My guest has been Rahul Jha, president of RankSoldier. I'll have links to Rahul's social media company in the description. Today's episode is sponsored by Internal Business Intelligence, which is the secret weapon for presidents who want to increase rapidly the growth of that company and the size of their year-end bonus and are looking for a single source of truth. I mean, if you're going to your CFO and asking for a report that takes 3 days to get back to your desk to make a decision on, you need to be talking to us. Internal Business Intelligence by Cold Start Tech. That'll be linked to in the description below. Rahul, thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate it.